guys. So we're back. I think it's still night for some reason. I don't know. I don't know why. But yeah. So I think we're gonna make a new pickaxe, right? And make a new pickaxe. I just wanna say um that I'm not trying to um find any kind of um validation when I do this. I don't try to find any kind of, feeling bad and stuff. Like I honestly I'm doing this cuz it makes me feel better and it makes me feel happier, I guess. I don't know. But it's like a relief for me. So, I hope you I hope you don't mind that. Um so today I'm going to talk about my past experiences in relationships. Um, Now, I know some people are gonna find it cringe. If you find it cringe, you can just leave if you want. But I have done online relationships before, and I can tell you from experience, even though you probably know already, but most of those relationships are mostly gonna end pretty soon, pretty like it's not gonna work out. It honestly only works out uh rarely, like really rarely. Like I'm talking a chance in 1,000. And I've known some people that, you know, they online dated and turns out, you know, it worked out. But the problem with that is that you really have to be sure. Like you're like, okay, if you want to fuck around, go ahead, but I don't really encourage it, and it's kind of a bad thing in my opinion. So, you do you, but I don't think fucking around's a good thing. So many times I've put myself in this weird ass situation where I don't know what I want, and I don't know what I don't want, and I hate being mean to people, so I'm just gonna, you know, um, I guess accept whatever they say and do whatever they ask me to do. So that's kind of what happened with some of the relationships that I've been in. Um, I was just, I was just lost. I don't know what I would like. Important thing to note is that, like, you gotta know everything about that person, especially if it's online. Like, I don't know if you like realize the difference between IRL and online, but online you just type, or I guess VC with the other person. But in person, you can know everything like about them in one. Like, okay, so let's say you VC and talk to this one person on Discord, right, for like a week. Now, tell me, are you gonna are you gonna learn more about that person IRL in one day, or are you gonna learn more about them in VC and talk for like a week straight? Because let me tell you, I think you already know the answer. Because what the difference is that it's IRL, you see their movements, you see their facial expressions, you see how they act in certain situations, you see how, like, when they're vulnerable, when they're not. And online, the thing is, for most people, it's really hard to know person feels a certain way. For example, when they're sad, when they're, you know, when they're mad, when they're upset, they could be lying to you. They could be pretending like that everything is fine, even though it's the end of the world. And one of my relationships, it was like that. Like she just would not tell me, and that was a problem. It was annoying me, but she was like I kept asking her if she was fine, and she wouldn't answer. And then I would ask again. She was like, "Oh yeah, I'm fine." And then turns out she was crying in her bed like all night, and I was just like sleeping, thinking she was fine. And unfortunately, it didn't. It didn't end well. Like this relationship didn't end well, and yeah, we were just yeah. But anyways, um, basically the thing is IRL, you'll always know you, because even though they don't want you to see it, you're gonna see it anyways, and that that's a part of their person, I guess. It's a part of their personality and whatnot. So online, I feel like it takes a lot more time to find those specific, specific, I guess, emotions, specific acts, specific, reactions to that kind of stuff. So what I would recommend doing is first start by becoming their best friend. Even though that sounds wrong, I'm telling you, it's literally the key to know if you're actually like meant to be. Because let's say you're not meant to be, then you're just gonna stay best friends, and it's gonna be awesome, right? Um, so yeah, I honestly would do that. Um, Also those shaders are really amazing. It's actually crazy. Um, so yeah, going back to what I was saying earlier, I think I the chances of an online relationship actually working out is really slim. This is why I'm telling you that you got to be ready for some stuff, and you got to do some extra effort. Like especially if like someone in the relationship, their love language is physical touch. Man, you're a bit cooked. So 3 years ago or so, I was dating this one girl. Now we're just gonna call her like I don't know, freaking Laura. So this Laura girl, right? Her love language was a physical touch, and turns out, well, we dated for about what 2 months, and she was in Europe. I was in North America. Like we wouldn't even be able to meet up without a flight. Like not even car or something. Like literally hours away. Like just for a flight there, it's like over $1,000. So yeah, it's hard. So then one time she writes me an essay. She's like, "I'm sorry, I cannot do this, Mano. It's too much. It's too much. My love language is like." She kept bringing it up. She was like, "I need someone to hold me, to cuddle me and stuff like that," which I understand. And she was like, "Oh, you're amazing. You'll find the one eventually and stuff." And yeah, it was sad. It was hard to to get over it, because she was a very amazing girl, but I got over it, and now I'm here. So yeah, that was one of my first experiences online. I had another one that almost lasted a year. However, this one was kind of a why I said what I said earlier, which is I said that I would do anything for them, and that, like, I hate hurting people, and I hate stuff like that. But sometimes stuff has to be done. That's what I learned throughout that relationship. So basically, what happened was, a few years ago, we knew each other as like only friends. We didn't talk much. We were just like catching up and stuff. Like I don't know, a normal convo every like 3 months, right? And then I saw that her profile picture changed to something sad, and I was like, "Are you okay?" And then turns out, oh, her boyfriend broke up with her, and turns out he manipulated her and was horrible to her. Blah 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 and stuff, right? Um, then was like, I like helping. My bad. I was like, I like helping people. Why not help her? So that's exactly what I did. Um, what I didn't know was she started getting attached to me. She started, I guess, having a crush on me, and it it's kind of like, when someone has a crush on you and you want to help them, so it makes you closer to them, but like it's kind of one sided at the same time, and that's kind of what happened with me. So wait, chill out, bro, chill out. Uh, but yeah, that's kind of what happened to me. And as I said, I hate hurting people, and I hate making like saying rude things to people. So yeah, I just went with it. I was like, ah, fine. And I guess at one point I got like I caught feelings for her, and we started dating. However, after a couple months, it started fading out, and I received like I literally refused to believe it. I was like, there is no way. Like, she's good. She's like perfect and stuff, and I refused to believe it. But deep down, I knew that she just wasn't for me, and that's really painful to say, but I was right. Like, sh it's such a horrible thing to say. I hate saying this. Um, and so after like 7 months of dating, I'm saying like I'm losing myself. I need a break. I need space and stuff. So she agrees. She's sad, and then I'm like, yeah, and then I I I started telling her like as a day, and then days turned into months, and no, my bad. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. And so um I'm like, yeah, I think I'm fine now, which I wasn't at all, but I just didn't want to make her sad, and she was worried and stuff, and I was like, all right, well, we'll see how it goes, I guess. So what I did was I get back with her, quote unquote, because we never left each other. And then turns out I I like I was right. Like I did not have any feelings for her anymore. Sadly, I don't know how that happened. I don't know. I don't know if it's because like at first I just wanted to help her, and it was just like a little feeling of joy, but I actually didn't really like like her like that. So it's so sad to say. Oh my god. And so I broke up with her. It was horrible to her, and she just like her whole life just, it was as if I controlled her life. Like it's literally like with the lever, I push the lever and everything stops working. It was literally like that. And the thing that I've learned is that don't date someone you try to help or get out of depression, especially if it's depression. Don't do it, bro. Unless you think like she's actually the one, but you got to be sure 100%, because after you leave, you were literally her only hope, her only thing that makes her okay, was you, bro. Like, I don't think you understand. Like, if you die, she dies. Like, it's literally like that. Like, she has no point of living. Like, she was in such a deep place when I helped her that I was like her savior, and she would do like anything. Like, it's literally just crazy. So it's gonna. I know you want to, bro, and I know it must feel awesome, but I'm telling you, it's gonna hurt her more than even before. Like, even if you say no, like, let's say you say no, like, before all of this happened, let's say you don't get together and you say no, yes, she's gonna hurt a lot. It's gonna hurt a lot for her, and she might be sad and get into like the depression again, or can try helping her again. But I'm telling you, it's gonna be way, like, it's not gonna be as bad as um once you've dated her, right? That's what I've learned and got to realize. So that was another one. Um, Another one. I don't know if I want to talk about it. Um, because it's kind of like one of my addictions that I really don't want to bring up for now. I just don't feel comfortable doing it. But all you need to know is that she broke up with me because of an addiction. Um, which is understandable. Like, she was totally right and stuff. What am I doing with this? Okay. Now it's not that bad of an addiction. I can tell you right now. I don't smoke. I don't drink alcohol, and I'm still a young kid. Like, I don't. I'm not a kid, but, like, you know what I mean. Um. So yeah, and I just I don't know. I don't know, bro. So this relationship literally ended just because, like, before getting together, she specifically said, like, if you do this, I'm out. And I don't like when people say things like that, because when you love someone, usually, even if you say things like that, you won't, like, actually break up with them for that. You're gonna forgive them. And we weren't even together for long, because I know for a fact, like, I'm sure you've heard of this before, but everyone doesn't forgive forever. You know what I mean? I don't know if that I worded it correctly, but it's something that, like, even the kindest souls don't forgive forever. But the thing is, for me, like, we were just together for like a week, and then she found out about this, and I was like, I was like honest to her. I was like, yeah, I did that, and she was like, I told you before we get together, like, if you do this, I'm out. And so I guess she didn't really love me. I mean, that might just be me, but I understand, and I learned from this. Depending on the relationship, obviously, it's gonna depend, but yeah. And those are some of the relationships that I have encountered so far. Now, I would always, like, if a girl likes you, I will 100% go for it, bro. Like, I dude, like, okay, unless you're already in a relationship, whether it's IRL or online, like, yeah, obviously, but, like, yeah, if you're single and a girl likes you IRL, give it the shot, bro. Don't just stay in your room and play video games and talk to e-girls. Like, I'm telling you, this is not the right move. However, if you are in an happy relationship, IRL, and you, or online, whatever, and you actually feel happy about, like, the relationship, then just don't listen to me, right? Like, I'm just giving you some advice so you don't do the same mistake that I did. Um Now, obviously, I'm being pretty open about my personal life right now, so please be respectful, you know. Um Now, the thing is, I don't know. I like, I'm sure the one is out there, right? And I've recently met a girl, like, okay, I'm gonna say that right now. Please don't cringe. She she is, like, she's online, right? I truly feel like she is the one, and I'm gonna and like it's going great. Um, Also, the reason I'm dating online more than IRL is because I have a bit of a trauma. Now, once again, please be respectful because I'm gonna be very open about my personal life. Um, One time, no, it wasn't. Yeah, it was in first year of high school, right? I didn't know much about like dating and stuff. Like I knew what love was like. Okay, so fun fact about me, I knew what love was like at such a young age. Like I was like in the beginning of middle school and I already knew. Like I know it's gonna sound crazy, but I knew what it was for some reason. But yeah, anyways, so basically was my first year of high school. I go to school and I see this really, really pretty girl, right? And I don't know what I like, I don't know what happened in my head, but like for some reason, I thought it was a good idea to just get okay. So we had iPads, right? We had like really cool iPads, like school iPads, and turns out those iPads are also linked to a school email, and we can enter. We need to join like you know classes through an app. Basically like all of your class goes into like this specific group, and you get like everyone's email and stuff. So without even asking her, I find her email and I started like texting her without even asking for her number, not anything. I just found her and I started texting her. First big mistake. Second big mistake, I literally like uh I don't know, I guess made myself believe that I fell in love with this girl when she was just beautiful. Like yes, she was beautiful, but that's literally it. Like I don't know if physical attraction was just like, I don't know if I was messed up or anything or I was too young to understand, but like yeah. And then I started like texting her and she was kind of like nice, she was talking to me like yeah. And we talked for a couple days, right? I'm like I don't know, it was really cringe. I was really cringe. Like I didn't know anything about social media because my parents didn't really let me have like phones or anything like at that age. I got it like a year or two later, but whatever. And then I started to like, getting a little bit flirty with her, and I didn't realize that she was brushing it off every single time. I just didn't understand. And so 2 days after, I thought she really liked me and we liked each other. So I literally went in her like I know this person IRL, by the way. I know this person IRL. And you know what I did? I freaking uh texted her I love you, and then I said, "Can you be my girlfriend?" And she said, "We don't even know each other that well." And she was like, is this a joke? Like what? And then I said, like, I replied the most dumb shit I could have ever said. I said, you're the only one, you're the only one that can be my girlfriend or something. Wait, let me rephrase that. Uh, I was like saying that no one wants me, so you want me, so you're the only one that I can be with. You know what I mean? Like it's like as if I said you're like every single, like you're like every girl, but I just chose you because you seem like you want me, or you seem like, I don't know what went through my mind when I said that. But worst thing that happened, um next, it's not over. Next day I go to school, and as soon as I enter the door, everyone's laughing at me. Everyone's like giggling, and I'm like, "What's happening, bro?" Like, I know did some stupid stuff. And you know what's even worse is that I was literally sitting next to her in that one class, first period of the day. I was literally sitting next to her. Next thing I know, My friend shows me his phone, goes on Instagram, and turns out she posted my whole fucking text message on her story, and everyone saw it. Like the entire class saw it. And since I was kind of slow at the time with social media, I just didn't really realize. And yeah, so everyone laughed at me for like a week, and I was trying to brush it off, but I was like crying like inside. And then I came back home and I completely like, yeah. So that was kind of I that's that was a really hard time. Um, but yeah, let me know. Let me know what you think in the comments. I don't know, something. If you're still here, thank you for watching the whole thing, and you can subscribe. I'll post more in the future. Um, but yeah, that was kind of my take on online dating and my experiences with it. Um, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one, guys.